I realized a long time ago that, if you're really an artist, you can't sit and wait, for those opportunities. You got to make opportunities.
Welcome to the first episode of the Working Artist Project Spotlight series. And what we do on this version of the podcast is talk to artists about their up-and-coming projects. And today we have the one and only Nickel 5, who is an MC that combines jazz with hip-hop in a very unique way. We have a feeling that you guys are going to enjoy this episode. So sit back, relax, and take a listen. I want to welcome the one and only Nickel 5 to the Working Artist Project.
What's up? What's up, Darian?
What's up, man? And so we're here today to talk about your brand new record, Resuscitation Music. Man, I listened to this record. It's dope, man. I really like the intro on this joint, too. I was like, wow, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, that was kind of like came to me, man. I was just trying to think about, how to explain where I was, where I felt like, like after making this record, it was just like resuscitation. I felt like after you listen to it, it's like it gives a feeling like a resurrection of the spirit in a kind of way,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a jolt. It's a jolt to the spirit, man. So that's kind of my aim with the project, and I think that the project kind of went there itself through myself and everybody's collective efforts,
Yeah, man. It's a really dope project, man. And we're going to definitely get into some of the music here in a second and play some so you guys can hear it. But before we do that, I do want to backtrack and kind of get your story and how how did you get into the music originally, being an MC, and all the way, leading to your residency here at Smoke in New York City?
I mean, in a nutshell, man, I've been MCing. I started MCing fresh out of high school. Me and my homie he had some equipment back before Pro Tools was accessible. we had a 4-track recorder, and we used to just take beats, and I started writing, and it just became my passion. And him and I, we were at University of Miami, and we did a lot of things in the scene down there and put out a couple records. And when that project kind of came to an end, that's when I moved to New York, and I decided I was going to go solo. And I did. I put out a few solo records, and been a whole bunch of collabs with all different artists around the world. And it was funny because I was kind of like done with kind of like being in a band, which was my first project, which was the Miami project. And I just kind of got involved with jazz musicians, through my job. I started working at a jazz club, and as you know, and cats started hearing my stuff, and they were like, "Man, your shit is really dope, man. We should make a project." And that's basically how it all started. We did the first record. It just went from there, man.
Why don't we listen to one of these tracks? And the one I want to listen to first is 40 Wishes.
Your what would you wish for? Cars, clothes, girls save the world in 40 wishes. Your what would you wish for? What would you wish for? I wish that Derek Jeter could have played forever. I wish that wherever I be, there'd be sunny weather. Except when I sleep on my window pane, there would trickle rain. Wish I never knew a world with any suffering and pain. Wish I could spend the rest of my days laid back teaching my kids. The more I feel this world needs me, the strange karma that I live. I wish the Irish would give both parents rights to claim dependence. I wish Bernie grabbed his nuts and ran independent. I wish that none of our descendants from the past were.
So yeah, man. So this song, man, I really liked it because you kind of the story you're telling. It's like you're telling all these different things you wish for, and you really got me with the G Train one. Because shit, man, I wish that too.
That's funny. Yeah, I was wondering if people catch that line. That's funny. It's true. Yeah, everyone hates the G, man. If you try to go from Brooklyn to Queens, the G is the worst, man. I think if you did a survey, like, on New Yorkers, everyone hates the G, man.
Yeah, for my non-New Yorkers, the G Train is definitely the slowest and most unreliable train in New York City. But anyway, man, to just, how did you come up with this song and like these 40 wishes? Are they literally 40? Did you count them? Are they literally 40 different wishes?
I think the actual tally is 39, but 39 wishes sounded weird, so I just called it 40 wishes. Okay. It's rounded. But well, it's funny because I felt like I was kind of done with writing the record. That's the last song I actually ended up writing. And Desmond Douglas, speaking of, he was like, Nickel, I got this idea, man. Remember this old song, Wishing on a Star? He's like, I want to kind of like flip it into a tune. So he showed me the bass line, and I was like, ah, man, I don't really feel like writing no more. You kind of get to a point where you feel like you're done, and but I kept hearing the idea in my head, and like Desron on top of playing with me, he's one of my best friends, man. And I was like, man, if my man really wants me to write something, I'm gonna do it for him. So I just sat down, and that was one of those magic moments, man. Where I was like trying to think about how to spin it, and I was just like, man, I'm just gonna I was thinking about all the things I wish for, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna list all this and put it into verses. And I literally wrote that whole tune in like one sitting, like all three verses, like just came out of me. And you could hear the time frame because it was about a year and change ago, and like, the 2016 election had just gone down, and I talk about stuff like that, and yeah, it's fun, man. It's a lot of people's favorite track. We just finished the video for it actually too, so I'm excited to release that probably next month. That's Camille Thurman singing that song with us too.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of that, let's go ahead and we can kind of get in because you have a lot of guest artists on this record. You just mentioned Camille Thurman, who's an excellent saxophonist and vocalist. And who else you got?
Well, Camille does 2 songs with us. We also have, which was really exciting, Gene Baylor came in to the studio with us and actually recorded with us live, The Law of Attachment. Mm-hmm. And that's just a real special song, man. Everyone got like goosebumps in the studio when that went down. So that was really cool to work with her. We got Boyd from Phantom Vanity, who I had never met because she's not necessarily in the jazz scene until Desron actually put me onto her. She's just really great, very talented and musician and just great spirit. So she does 3 songs with us on the album. Milton Suggs is on it with us. My homie Wavelength does like a spoken word kind of thing with us, which is cool. And we got one with the Madam Secretary, who was the original Dime Ops vocalist, and she just did one tune with us, the opening track. And then the new Dime Ops vocalist is Carlea Lene, and she kind of came in just as we were getting ready to record that album, and she did such a great job that she's on 6 or 7 of the tracks, and she became the official singer for us.
I was just gonna say, I thought that was Milton on that track, man. Not for sale, right?
Milton came in and crushed it, like one take status. He was like, you ready? I'm ready. Boom, killed it. Wow. He's got that like some kind of like Luther vibe or something on it, man. It sounds nice, man.
All right, cool. Let's dive right into the People's Champ.
Chose to make noise in this world, but most remain silent. You can tell me this is how we all supposed to be. Submissive on our knees, clutching them rosaries. With those close to me, know I'm a different type of animal. Watch the blood off my hand, but can't remove the damage though. Mixed with the tears, that's my favorite cocktail. So many grew up with, or either dead, shot, or in jail. That programmed to fail. Chose my life to stay positive. Sacrificing family and self, the only consequence. It's only common sense, I speak for my tribe. When I was down and I was out, chose to reach deeper inside. Leave the gleam in my eye, you can see I'm unstoppable. My grandmother called it the day they brought me from the hospital. It's sort of comical.
Yeah, man, that's a dope one, bro. that one to me is so good because I know how difficult of a song it is just to play. And so when I hear you rapping over it, I'm like, damn, this took a lot of skill to really just deal with this song lyrically.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a challenge because there's a lot of changes, as you know, not just musically but rhythmically. But yeah, man, it just kind of came, one of those things that just came out of me, and it just felt natural,
So, man, this whole project, or the second record for you guys, came together through crowdfunding. How did you manage to get that together? Was it just all through Facebook, family and friends? What was that process like?
Yeah, so when we were ready to record, we'd finally been writing. We've been practicing the music live at the residency, at the Smoke residency. I was kind of hoping maybe the label might emerge, but in this world right now, that's not always something you can wait for. And I've never been one to wait on a project. So when we were ready, I said, I got to raise this money so we can get in the lab, because I'm an artist and I'm also a dad, so I can't really be spending all my money on the studio. And the fan, I was like, I know the fans really want to hear this record. So I did a GoFundMe, and Indiegogo is the one I did this time. And we raised some money on there. And but what I did, which is kind of cool, and it really kind of worked out, was I had a fundraising event at the Sugar Bar on 72nd Street. It's Ashford and Simpson's Sugar Bar. Jimmy Simpson, who's a friend of mine, just let us have the room for the night. Basically, they got all the food and drinks, and we got the door, and the entire door went towards the record. So between that and the Indiegogo, and people just kind of like stepped to me personally and gave me cash or checks, I was able to raise pretty good amount of money, and that was enough to get us in the studio, to hire the engineer, to mix and master, pay everybody, because you want to give everybody something for their time, even though they're part of the group. That's how it works.
Oh, for sure.
So everybody got to eat.
Yeah, man, we're kind of in this place in the music industry where it's all DIY. You know what I mean? Like the record companies don't really have. There's no infrastructure for that in 2018, so we have to put ourselves in a position to create opportunities for ourselves. And so it's really inspiring to see and hear that you were able to do that, especially with a large ensemble. It's not like it's just you and a DJ.
It's like we're in this world now musically where unless you're like heavily established, labels aren't stepping to you and giving you what you need. They want to see that you have this track record, but then it's like, well, how do I get this track record if you're not going to give me a shot? So, I realized a long time ago that, if you're really an artist, you can't sit and wait, for those opportunities. You got to make opportunities.
Man, let's listen to this next one, and it's called
Law of Attachment.
I need you too, but things are different lately. We don't do the things we used to. All of the good times we've had, they seem to fade away. Never thought our sunshine would give away to rainy days. I want what's best for you. I wanna see you happy. Just want my partner back. How did this thing happen? I know we can rise above this, right through the ashes. True freedom means love, and I'm through with attachment.
I know that we had a few ups and downs, but what matters? That we still together, better but worse, immersing these weather patterns. No matter the climate change, at times you think I'm insane, losing my cool whenever these fools are kicking some lines.
So this was the one we talked about a little earlier. This one has Jean Baylor on it.
Yeah,
and she's phenomenal, man. She was the one thing that I really loved about this record, this particular song, and also how when it came to your verse, it was double time. Like, and I was like, oh, it got me off guard. I was like, because you get into that vibe, like, oh, and now we're in a double time rap verse, which is dope. And you guys keep going back and forth between those two feels. I don't know if that was on purpose or if you're trying to convey some kind of a feeling. Like what was the purpose of that?
It definitely was. What's funny, that song came about because Willem was saying, we got to make a hip hop ballad. He kept saying it for a while. So I said, okay. And I started thinking about it. And initially that the music kind of came to me, the slower part with the chorus, we gonna make it through. I was thinking about, how the dynamic works between the two parties. It could be a man and a woman, or a woman and man. It could be vice versa. In my situation, obviously, we're coming from the man's perspective, and Gene is just like soothing, like we're gonna make it through. Is the driving message, right? And it's very slow, methodical, almost like a D'Angelo, Jill Scott kind of vibe. And but for me, I'm representing like the issues at hand that she's talking about us making it through, so that's why I wanted to intentionally double time the beat. So when it came in, it was more like I represented like the calamity within the relationship. And then when Jean comes back on the chorus and on her parts, she's representing the backbone. No, we're going to make it. It's cool, So yeah, the record comes out April 23rd, which is next Monday. Nickel and Dime Mops, Resuscitation Music. is the title. You can already pre-order it on iTunes, or you can go to our website, which is www.spotmeanickel.com. Like, can I borrow 5 cents? And the album release party, which I hope you're coming to, Darian, is May 4th at SOB's at 11 o'clock, the legendary venue, SOB's. And we're going to rock that house that night. I got my man, Lifelong, he's going to host and open up with a set. He's a legendary local hip-hop legend. I call him the mayor of hip-hop in New York City. So Lifelong is going to be there. With our man Fred Ones, is gonna be spinning some of that good hip hop, golden hip hop stuff, and then we're gonna come on and rock a really dope set. So hope you can make it. Hope everybody can make it.
Yes, indeed.
That's
I'll be there. I'll be there for sure. So May 4th at SOB's, y'all go check it out. And if they want to connect with you online on Instagram and Facebook, what's the handle for that? If
you want to do Facebook, just go to Nickel and Dime Ops, OPS, short for Operation. If you want to see me on Instagram, that's Nickel5, FIVE, 2 words, Nickel5. Twitter is at Nickel of Dime Ops. So one way or another, it's Nickel. You'll find me. Or just go to www.spotmeanickel.com and all the links are right there. So you can add me how you like.
There it is, man. Yo, man, thanks for coming on the Working Artist Project, bro.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
If you like what you heard, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. The Working Artist Project is brought to you by Second Line Arts Collective. Find out more at secondlinearts.org. I'm Darian Douglas, and this is the Working Artist Project.